This episode of the Old Dogs REI Network is brought to you by Mino Studio.
In a world where jobs are how most people make money, one man, one desire, one challenge dares to break the mold. Welcome to the Old Dogs REI Network, where we don't work for money. Money works for us. Coming soon. Viewer discretion advised.
Welcome to the Old Dogs REI Network, where cash flow is king. Real estate investing, the means, so you can enjoy your retirement dreams. This is the show where we cut right to the chase. No sales pitch, no long monologues, just simple how-to real estate investing advice, so you can earn the passive income you need to enjoy your retirement today. And now, your host and chief old dog, Bill Manacero.
Welcome to the Old Dogs REI Network. I'm your host, Bill Manacero, and this is a show where 50-plussers and anyone else who wants to join us get solid, no sales pitch real estate investing advice to help generate real cash flow. This podcast airs twice weekly on Mondays and Fridays, and if you aren't already a subscriber, go to iTunes, type in Old Dog, spelled D-A-W-G, find our podcast and subscribe. Well, I am excited about today's show. I have a returning friend and associate that I have known for years. Gosh, I go back. It's like 2016. I think he first appeared on our show. And he is just an amazing individual. He is known as the smiling investor here. He is a great guy. You guys will know him. He's been on a couple of times here, and we talk about him a lot, too. His name is Vinney Chopra, and Vinney is president of Ideal. Now, again, this may have changed. I'm going to follow as best I can here from my bio, but Ideal Investment Group and Monil Investments Group. He is a multifamily investor with over 4,100 units, on his way to 10,000 units. He has assets over $330 million. And he came over here as a mechanical engineer with an MBA in marketing. He started out very modestly here. He became a broker in California, started buying single-family homes, and then started moving into multifamily assets in Texas and California, Arizona, Indiana. And over the last years, I can't even keep track of the things he does. He has education going on. He has all kinds of portals and other businesses I'm sure he's going to talk about as we get into this. He is married to Kanchin, has 2 children, Neil and Monica, and lives in Danville, California. Welcome back to the Old Dogs REI Network, Vinney.
Hi, Bill. How are you? I'm so excited to be here with you and your audience. It's been exciting when you mentioned that, I could come over your show. You're doing a tremendous job. Congratulations to you.
Well, thank you so much, Vinney. It is a pleasure to have you on. You are just an amazing story, but just an amazing human being too. A great guy who is doing wonderful things and always has the best attitude and the best outlook of, I think, any real estate investor I've ever been in my life. And I met a lot of them.
Goal for me to reach, but I try to practice every day, smiling and giving positive energy to everybody, Bill. And, I appreciate that. It's so exciting. I want to tell your audience that I started in this business about 12 years back, not too far, but my first apartment was 14 units, 14 units for $180,000.
Oh my goodness. Where did you buy that?
In Odessa, Texas, out of
Oh my
nowhere,
goodness.
we were going through the crash of 2007 and 8. And that's when we found jobs were still good in Midland and Odessa. My partner and I from Ideal Investment Group, by the way, that's the first company we started, and worked very hard, took a lot of coaching lessons and a lot of coaching and, boot camps and all. It really is good to invest in the education, because look at now, I have just the flipping of 14 to 41 and 2 extra zeros.
4,100, you mean? Yes.
And 180,000 is now 330 million. And just to give your audience a little glimpse, I bought with my partner a $52 million deal. So from 180,000 to $52 million deal in last year, in 2019. And we closed in December on 35 million. So once you really learn the business and you have your best attitude and your network, it has to be, network and net worth, I say, then you can scale up.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, we love having you on because every time you're on, you teach us a lot of great stuff. And as you know, we're focused primarily on folks 50 years of age and older, and a lot of these people are either approaching retirement or they're in retirement already. And I'd just love for you just to share with those people some encouragement and maybe some practical advice too on how they might get involved in this wonderful real estate business, and any kind of tips and direction you can offer would be fantastic.
It'd be my pleasure, Bill. And as you know, we are on the January 7th today. I am really, really in all departments of my business, and I have a lot of businesses now where I'm meeting with my teams and VPs and everybody to talk about goal setting, because right now is the time for us to look at how 2019 went, what were some of the high points, accomplishments, and some of the things that we wanted to do, but we didn't do it. And then look in the mirror. I call it the person who can really give us the raise. We know him very well or know her very well. And that person we meet in the mirror every morning when we are brushing our teeth.
I love it. I love it.
So it's very good in the month of, I don't know when this will be airing, but, it's very high time for all of us to get excited about 2020. The teens are gone. We've grown up.
That's so true. You got that right. A new decade.
Yeah, new decade. And that's what I'm talking to all the VPs and everybody to look at, not just 2020, but what's the vision for the decade. So 2020 to 2030, by the way, is my focus right now. And I would love to, because this is the show of a little bit higher age people. I will be 68 this year. 68.
Yay, that's
27.
it's hard to believe. You've got energy of a teenager. You're unbelievable.
My wife says that too, by the way. Oh boy. All my friends who see me in Danville and around, and I do get out now. I'm going to Florida at the big meeting, the Multifamily, which is #1 meeting conference. I will be there 5 days. Then I'm going to Punta Gorda and Cape Coral, because I've also started a new division of my company, Monil Senior Living, by the way.
Really? Oh my, that's fascinating.
Yeah. I'll be working on 5 ground up constructions in Florida, Arizona, and Virginia. At this time, we are going through the feasibility studies, and we have already pinpointed Cape Coral is opening up. He's my partner and I, we are partnering, and he's done over 200 million in this business already. And then now we are doing it jointly And I can raise a lot of money, by the way, Bill. Now I can raise 7 million in 7 hours. Oh my
Unbelievable. You, you've set records from day one with raising money. You're amazing there. Is this your first ground up construction project?
It will be mine first, but my friend Imran's 16th. So
Wow.
he's done it. He's got it figured out. And that's why I like to look for partners who are really, really great. Like Enzo Multifamily is another my partners that I have been working with, and we bought 2 properties last year. We are looking for big things happening this year also. And then Imran's company, Senior Living Developments, is my new partner that will be working from ground up. And the exciting part is my investors will be getting 22% to 26% per year
Woo.
return. And it's only 2-year hold because we will build it from scratch after we get all the permits. It takes 9 months to get the permits, but we only raise money when we break the ground, right? We buy the land, we break the ground, and then in 1.5 years, we are able to build the whole thing and then sell it in second year, right there. That's it.
Right. Wow. Wow. That is amazing. How many units is it going to be?
Okay, it's going to be anywhere from 96 units to 125 units. Depends on the land, how much we get, and what's the need and everything, right? So this one we are looking in Punta Gorda will be a $11 million project. And we have a signed contract from a purchaser already, from an HMO REIT. They will buy it at 18 million, I think 17 million or something like that.
Unbelievable. Wow.
Really big, isn't it?
Oh, that's huge. Now, do you have the land already, or are you looking?
We have the land already, and it's going to be about 990,000. It's in, due diligence. We have already done the feasibility study. Everything looks great. And now we're going to ready to pay the money and buy it. I just hired the syndication attorney last night. He's putting the PPM together.
Wow. Oh, amazing. Absolutely amazing. That's fantastic.
Now that's the Monil Senior Living. I wanted to mention that because we are talking to lots of great seniors,
Yeah.
I also was approached by Shanti Niketan, and that's a very big name. Actually, a very world-renowned name, Shanti Niketan, for seniors also, by the way, in Florida. And the founder of Senior Living reached out to me. We've been talking to each other. He's got 1,000 acre of land that he already purchased, by the way.
Wow.
Jacksonville, Florida. And I'll be collaborating with him also. Yeah.
So you're focusing on what they call the silver tsunami, right?
Yeah.
Which you and I are a part of, huh?
We are. We take care of our brothers, right, and sisters.
That's right. That baby boomer generation there that's just moving. I mean, it's just this huge, group of people that is, they're going to affect so much of the economy, but also in the housing market too.
They will be, and I'm writing an educational e-guide. I would love to provide it free to your audience if they would like to, get that. Myself and John Rusin, my VP of Academy, my university, we are writing this together on senior living investing, and it's going to be amazing why we are getting into this big tsunami, like you just said,
Right. Oh, that's great. Well, we'll have to make sure we include that on our show notes. Yeah.
Please, it'll be our pleasure. We are doing a lot of research, a lot of different things, and 10,000 baby boomers are retiring or hitting, the senior citizenship level every day.
Yes. Isn't that amazing?
That's amazing. Yeah.
Wow.
Multifamily is strong. That's the other thing I can give some vision into 2020, 2021, and 2 and 3. I've written a really good market report on that one also, Bill. I do a lot of reading and writing and so forth. And my gosh, my book is number one. Oh my God, where is that? Right over here, Apartment Syndication Made Easy. 121 5-star, 124 5-star.
Woo! Man, best-selling author now.
In 2-3 months, I hit the chart.
Vinney, this is
national bestseller. Oh my God.
And what's it called again?
It's called My Journey from $7 to 250 million Portfolio, Apartment Syndication Made Easy by Vinney Chopra.
Wow. Well, we're going to definitely have that book posted in our shows and newsletter so that folks can get a chance to purchase that. That's great.
Thank you, Bill. The big thing I would like to tell everybody who's listening to me and you is to please get into multifamily. If you're in single family, that's great, but graduate to buy a duplex or a triplex or a fourplex or sixplex or eightplex, because economies of scale, even at that level, will help you get more cash flow. The other part is you will only do one transaction, but you will own like 6-unit apartment complex. It's almost like you don't have to qualify for 6 loans at all, because for each home, you have to qualify individually, right? The other part is you have to deal with so many brokers and salespeople to buy each property. But by buying 6plex or 8-unit or 12-unit or 20 or 200, right? It's the economies of scale. It makes sense. It will scale your profits way up.
That is so great. Now, you're also very big on where you buy, right?
I'm very huge on that.
Yes. Maybe you could talk a little bit about that for us. People are looking, where should they invest? What kind of tips can you give us there?
Oh, I would love to, Bill. As a matter of fact, you and I did a good session on emerging markets, I remember.
Yes, and we'll have a link to it also. Yes. Great show.
I mentioned about Atlanta. In 2017, I purchased an asset for $10,100,000. I just successfully sold for $15,400,000 in 2 years. Hold on. You said, Vinney, what? That was the emerging market. And I'm willing to sell one more. I'm looking at it. I bought 2 of them in Atlanta, by the way. One was $12,200,000. I'm getting offers for $18 million for that also. So I might sell that also. I think I'm looking at it. But then let's go to our new ones. Our $52 million one. Again, I don't know if I need to talk that high number, but it will be worth about $62 million in just 1.5 years because of the value add. We look for the apartments which are mismanaged and where the sellers have done some renovations, and then we can increase the rent by giving more amenities, the smart home, the Nest, thermostats, the valet trash, the dog park, the dog wash, the kayak in the lake, all these beautiful things, the kitchen area, the cafes, the media centers. We bring value to our communities, and that's the name of the game. Actually, Freddie and Fannie were fighting over each other to give us $43 million loan.
I love it. Wow. Now, so where did you buy this property? Where?
Orlando.
So tell me about some of those emerging markets that you're looking at now.
I would love to. I would say yes, Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa, Melbourne. We just bought a 2003 built $35 million one in Melbourne in the space tech industry right there. I'm very big in Atlanta, Raleigh, Durham, Greenville, huge. Then also in the Kentuckys. Oh my gosh, Kentuckys, and also in the Tennessees And then you can come down to, I don't really have bought much in the Alabamas, but I hear news that people are closing in Kansas City. See, the thing is, I find if you have your right mind and you are talking to brokers, you're building relationships with the property management companies and brokers, Bill, we will uncover good product. That's the name of the game. You got to get into 3 emerging markets. And, I'm thinking about where I live near San Francisco, as you live in California, South, Los Angeles, Irvine area. So what we are talking about is it's a little bit tougher in California, but Los Angeles has possibilities. I think Pasadena, somebody was just talking to me about Corona in Pasadena there. But the north of LA, also there are some good opportunities, I would say. But then, we go to Utah, and Denver is kind of gone up. But next to that, Colorado Springs. Okay, that's where now I'm also concentrating. Are you ready? Arizona.
Really? Back to now. Arizona was hot a while ago, and then everything went way up, and then it cooled off. But you're saying Arizona's back, huh?
Did well with the senior living. We are concentrating some Tucson area. I'm meeting with some brokers there and with my partners and my students in my academy, which we are honing in, Arizona also, just to let you know. And of course, I just kind of say that Dallas is always going to be great. I just read a report yesterday. More people moved to Texas last year than any other state. So I think San Antonio, Dallas, Houston is a little bit lagging behind right now. But, maybe your followers will say, Vinney, you just said the whole world.
Well, certainly giving us a lot of options. That's for sure.
Say Indiana, Grand Rapids. You're there. And I think there are great opportunities there also. See, the big thing is to really dig into 2-3 markets, Bill, because nobody can be in every market, right?
Right.
And that's what I believe. Once you are digging deeper and deeper into it, you'll start getting some good product,
Oh,
and
sure.
yeah. And I would love to put a plug on my startup company with my partners. It's called Oxygen. Oxygen.
Oh, okay.
It's a new company we just started last year. And it's there is a open door for single family homes where the sellers of the single family home can call open door, by the way, and they will say, we can buy your home at a fair price within 2 weeks. So Oxygen is our company that will buy multifamily. Oh my gosh.
What?
Yes, we'll buy multifamily in 2 weeks. Oh my gosh, 2 weeks or 3 weeks, depending on, at a fair price, because we are trying to make it frictionless. Yeah, please go. If your audience would like to check us out, it's Oxygen, just like the word, .VIP. That means very important person.
I love it.
So Oxygen, we are giving Oxygen to the sellers of multifamily, and we are giving Oxygen to the buyers like you, me, and everybody. So my whole underwriting model is put into our data, and through all the filters, we look for the emerging markets, and we try to reach the sellers before they go to the brokers. Oh,
that's a great idea. Great idea.
And we are not going to be keeping these assets. We'll be just buying them, doing the due diligence, and the escrow company, National Stewart Title Company, has signed up with us. Big banks have signed up with us. Appraisal companies have signed up. So we can move the process faster. And then we'll be able to buy the product right away and link it with the right investor, 1031 group or syndicator on the other side. And then, we'll take out the broker in between. We are not a broker, but we'll be charging a convenience fee, much less than a lot of other, fees and all that, right?
Oh, that's great. Sounds like wonderful for 1031 exchanges.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And we are in Florida, in California, and Texas right now as we are starting out our new company.
Oh, that's fantastic. Wow. That's really you never stop. How many companies do you have now? My
Well, oh
goodness.
my gosh, you're just starting me now a little bit more. I just opened up Monil Hospitality Division. Aha! So, because the thing is, I can have very competent people in every company that I'm building so that they can be the in charge, and then I can walk away and I can supervise, right? That's how I believe in. So we just purchased a Hilton Garden Inn in Texas, and we'll be purchasing more with my partners in that business. And then we are starting a brand new company, which is Monil Digital Branding. Wow.
What is that?
Oh my God. That is going to be for all our different companies in USA who need to get their revenues increased, to get their social presence better be, and it's like a whole package of branding the name and the logos and the colors, all that, and then showing them results, the statistics and all that. So that is huge because that's from my partners in India. I'm from India originally. So we have 55 full-time people in the company, our team members, who are already building these systems for branding, and they're doing my branding, by the way, and I'm getting all over on the internet in the last few months without doing anything. I don't do nothing. I get up in the morning and I've got all these copyrighted stuff and graphics and videos and movies. And for such low price, I can't tell you. I cannot tell you.
That is fantastic.
That's my
Wow.
new business. That is collaboration with my partner from Pune, India. That's right.
Oh my goodness. You are definitely what they call a serial entrepreneur.
I appreciate you, Bill. But let me give more nuggets. Please ask me
Yes.
some more.
Well, I would like to know. Okay, so you talked about the importance of those broker relationships, right?
Yes.
But a lot of our folks listening, probably haven't had a chance to develop those. Now, you've got 4,100 units, you've got assets of 330. The brokers must be all over you. I mean, you probably are brushing them away, I would think. But I would think for the new people, how can they go about developing broker relationships when they don't have a track record yet?
Excellent, excellent. So glad what you're saying. Bill, the biggest thing is to please learn the lingo. Please learn the lingo. What's value add? What class of apartments? A, B, C, D. Neighborhoods? A, B, C, D, right? And then also figure out the words like I am the manager of our equity group. Aha, you got to say that. Those things will get the brokers to start talking to you. The other thing I always tell is that please figure out how many units you can buy. Don't waste brokers' time. See, I'm a California broker, by the way, active one. I never sold and bought anything, right? Oh, no, I did buy my new home here in Blackhawk Country Club. But I got money paid, from the seller, right? Because I split the commission. But I never split commission when I buy apartment complexes for last 11 years. I give my commission to the selling broker. So I've been buying from listing brokers only because listing brokers know the temperature of the seller. There is nobody more in the world who knows how low the seller will go when you are negotiating the price, right? If you have a buyer broker and listing broker, then there is a vacuum in between and you don't really get the whole deal. That's what is my mantra all the way from the starting. The big thing is you want to build credibility. If you have no track record, please join somebody who has little bit track record, who can introduce you to a broker in the emerging markets that you're looking into. Please also go on. LoopNet doesn't have too many good properties, but you will find out who are these brokers who are listing there. But that is for smaller number of units, 8 unit, 9 unit, 12 unit, 15 unit. But if you want to go to 50, 100, 150 units, which some of your audience might be in that league, then you go to Google search multifamily brokers and the city that you want to purchase in. Just do that. That's it. Multifamily brokers or apartment brokers, and then space and then city. You'll come into Cushman and Field, ARA, Marcus and Millichap, TransUnion. I mean, all these people, right? Transwestern, I think. Whatever these companies are, right? But then you start going on their website. That's what it is. See, CoStar is not getting too many listings anymore because everybody's making their own website, very big website, and they don't want to put their property on in the whole mix of things. They want to guard their listings at their own website. So it's become a big boys network, I call it,
Yes, that's fascinating. So the Cushmans and the Marcus, they have their own list, and they're not listing their properties in other places. Then
no, they are not. They are not.
Wow.
Amazing. You got to always now search these websites, and then you get on their listing. That's the other thing I would highly recommend. Those who are really actively looking to buy things, please go on their website, and when they say sign a CA, that's confidentiality agreement, nothing wrong in signing it. You're not buying nothing. There is no obligation, but it gives you access to their website, and you can look through what's out there in the area that you're looking for and in that group type. Please don't waste time of the brokers in a larger group size of the apartment if you can't afford, because they will write you off and you will not be able to get business from them. Because see, the broker's main idea, Bill, is to sell, right? Sell the property. And that's why they want to talk to the performers like me and others, because once you have a track record, it gets easier and easier and easier. I'm telling you, the loan we are getting, it's mind-boggling. 3.82%.
Oh, gee.
30%, 30-year amortized, 10-year fixed, 5-year interest only, Bill.
5 years? Wow. That's amazing. And this is would you say $40 million loan? Or?
Yeah, $40 million loan. See, the thing,
Unbelievable.
these lenders, Fannie and Freddie and other institutions, give you much better feeling, much better, what's the word? Rates is the word. When you are doing bigger numbers, that's amazing. Our rates are lower than all other people. That's ridiculous. But anyway, that's what the name of the game is. Once you get into that big league, you get all these. And actually, the one we bought, 52 million, Freddie Mac gave us a discount of 70,000 to rate lock because Fannie and Freddie were fighting. Two arms of the same government, right and left, were fighting in the middle, and Freddie won because they gave us the rate lock at no fee.
That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Wow. Well, what are sort of the cutoffs on those loans? I mean, it has to be over a certain amount for even to qualify as a Fannie Freddie loan, right?
Freddie small business loans, I think, start at $1 million. So that's not bad. And of course, local banks will even give you lower than that. And it's always great idea, Bill, for anybody listening to go ahead and visit the commercial loan broker or commercial loan manager of the local bank. please make an effort to, if you're purchasing a property locally or wherever, but get to know the business. And the best way to do that is to go out and meet with the loan. I don't do that kind of thing. I've always, in my last 12 years, I've had 3 loan brokers. They putting my story after everywhere. I don't even know who they tell it to. They just put a matrix together for me. Vinney, this bank is giving you this much. These are the terms. This is what my recommendation is that these 3 out of the 12, and let's make a decision. And I do it in 15 minutes.
Wow. So these are commercial mortgage brokers that and they search out and get, find the Fannie Freddie people or whoever to get those loans to you.
I would love to see that, Bill, so right, because they meet with vice presidents of Fannie, Freddie, local banks all the time, because they are representing a lot of clients, see? So they can put your story and write your story in such a way, nicely and truthfully, and with all the backing, that they could present it. Like in Houston area, just to give an example, I got 80% of the loans of the future value of my asset. So they gave me loan to even do the renovation.
Wow. Oh, man.
At a 4.5% or 5% or whatever, not even that money high. Bridge loans, when you buy, you have to pay points before and after. Local banks usually don't even charge you points at the end, and many times only take 1% only rather than 3 or 4 in the front. So I'll highly recommend to go to local banks. Don't just rationalize. Nothing gets done when you rationalize. Nothing gets done when you're negative about something. Always be inquisitive, ask questions, and press the envelope forward. I call it.
Oh, gosh, that's great. Great advice. Really good stuff, Vinney. Man, oh, man. And what, if you can think back, like when you started off too, what were some of the key challenges you had to overcome in order to, sort of break into multifamily?
A good point. Bill, it took me 11 months, me and my partner, and we had some people in my company, and some fizzled out, rightly so, because, it took a lot of persistence and a lot of rejection and a lot of gumption. We were working full time all day long, but then we'll spend 3 times a week, 2 hours each night or 3 hours sometime, to talk about and motivating us and talking about the deal and analysis and everything. And our coaches were giving us assignments to do all that stuff. That's the key thing. I would like people to say success is not overnight at all. It never is. When people look at me now, they say, Vinney, oh my gosh, $7 to 330 million, it will be $500 million soon, But the thing is, it's the back, what I did in the early years, I'm reaping the benefits now. So you got to pay the price for success is another thing Zig Ziglar, my mentor, said, right? Having great mentors and positive thinking, miracle morning in the morning, from Hal Elrod. I mean, all these things are so important in life. Even at this age, I'm 68, I'm going to be 68 in August. But the thing is, you got to have vision. You got to have goals. You got to have yearly goals, quarterly goals, monthly goals, weekly goals, and daily goals. And you have to have a to-do list. And what are the most important activities today that will bring results?
That's great. Yeah, give us since we're kind of getting close to the end here, and I could I wish I didn't have another interview. I would talk to you for 2 hours here, but
All yours, buddy. I have so much time. But next time I would love to we could discuss, because I have my own podcast now, Mr. Smiley's talk show, right?
I love it. I love it. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Smiley's talk show, and then sequel to my apartment syndication made easy. I have a podcast where I talk not with, well, I have had Gino from Jake and Gino. I have had some great personalities just join. I only do one a month personality, but rest of the things I'm answering questions that my students pay me 25,000 now, by the way, to learn from me in personal coaching, and 7,500, I think it's in the group coaching, but that's not where I make money. I'm making my money in buying and selling and doing deals. That's what I like,
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, maybe just some quick tips here. You talked about planning, and I am a big planner too. I encourage all my listeners, to put their strategic plan together, look at their past year and evaluate, look at everything. What would you say, just your top tips, maybe top 3 tips about planning to make it not just an exercise, but something that people will use and that will help propel you forward?
Totally, Bill. The biggest thing is I hope you will write the word prioritize. Anybody listening to us, please write the word prioritize, and you look through yesterday, what just happened, and look through all the activities, maybe major activities, right? Write them down, and then look at the results those activities brought for you. Wow. Now you need to prioritize. Did you spend more time in the class D? I call it A priority, which should bring us the most results. B, C, D. Did you get results from the D or not? Could you delegate it? All right. Second word is delegation. So please write the word prioritize. Second word, delegation. That's the one. And the third word, please write down your mindset. What's your mindset? Is your mindset of scarcity, or is your mindset of abundance? And then the fourth word I would like everybody to write down is positivity. Positivity. My next book is also coming. It should be #1 seller. And that is called Positivity Brings Profitability.
I love it. I love it. Great title.
Thank you. So that book should be coming out also. My third book, I've already started to write. I dictate the books. I'm not a good writer, but my publishers get in and everything, and they take my speaking into transcription, into putting it together. Then I look through it and revisions, all that stuff. My next book is on enthusiasm. It's going to be a story of somebody who's really, really enthusiastic as a mentor and who is not, and how they go through life and how they will be able to really accomplishing great results by the end of the story, towards the end of the book. We'll see the big changes, So that's my other one. My fourth book is Phoenix book, which is coming from the ashes. Coming from the ashes, very similar. One of my good friend, he lost everything in the crash to $40. He built $40. He lives in Irvine. I would love to introduce you to him. He has 5 companies right now. 5.
Wow.
Full-fledged 5 companies. He's the most successful person. And, he and I joined hands together to write the fourth book, So that's going to be $7 to $500 million, maybe, hopefully. And then for him to go from $40 to 5 companies and their revenues, how it took, what mindset did it take, and how all that made it happen, Yeah.
This is great, Vinney. Well, I cannot thank you enough for being on. You have just provided such great great information. Our listeners are going to love it. I'm sure there's those listening too that'd like to find out more. What's sort of the best way to find out what you're doing? And I know there's a lot you're doing. So
if you would Google me as Vinney Chopra, Vinney with a E there, Chopra, and go to my website, www.vinneychopra.com. You could reach my vice president of my academy and knowledge and everything. That's John Rusin. So John, Jon, at vinneychopra.com. Or you could directly write to me, Vinney, Vinney, at vinneychopra.com.
Wow, that's so nice of you to include your own email too. That's great. Well, Vinney, I hate to cut this short. I'll tell you, I would love to just keep talking, but we're just going to have you on more often. I think that's what you're going to have to be a regular guest here. I'm telling you.
I've been interviewed, I think, 101 times now.
Woo,
but you were the first person.
I remember it was Dave Lindahl that referred me to you.
I owe it to you. I owe it to you a big dinner in Beverly Hills. We met at Beverly Hills, remember?
That's right. I brought my Rolls Royce up there, and
my family, we were vacationing there. I remember that. Oh my gosh. You're amazing, Bill. You're amazing. We got to do it again. We got to do it again.
We got to. Well, next time you're in town, you got to let me know, okay?
I will.
Well, Vinney, you know how we close out this show, right? Do you remember that?
I think I practiced the howl.
Okay, all right. Are you ready?
Okay.
Here we go. Wow, that was a great one. Woo! I don't know. That's going to be tough to top. I'll tell you. You're probably going to win our Golden Howl Award.
Oh, my God. You are amazing. I thank you for what you're doing, what great knowledge you're bringing every week. I really value your friendship. And, let's do it again. And if I can bring more value, I would love to do a session on whatever topics you think, because now audience kind of remembers me a little bit more. But let's go into nitty gritty and give more of great tips.
Oh, I love it. I'm taking you up on it.
Oh, totally. My pleasure. Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Vinney. I also want to thank all our old dog listeners out there, too, for joining us. I know there's a lot of other things you could be doing right now, but the fact that you've taken the time to join us means a lot, and we really appreciate it. Please note, old dog listeners, everything presented here today that Vinney talked about can be accessed in our detailed show notes in the Old Dogs website at olddogsreinetwork.com/blog, and you're going to look for the episode with Vinney Chopra. Well, that's the show for today. Remember, cash flow is king and real estate investing the means. Until next time, keep moving forward and may God bless.
Thank you very much for visiting the Old Dogs REI Network. We would greatly appreciate if you would stop by iTunes and let us know what you think of the show. We would love if you could subscribe to the podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and write a review. The more ratings and reviews we receive, the more visible the podcast will be to others. Thank you.